Hello my wonderful people, you are welcome back to my channel. In today's tutorial I'm going to be showing you how to cut and sew this corset top you are watching on the screen right now. So if you want to watch how I cut and sew it, you can just stay back and watch this tutorial. If you are a return subscriber, you are welcome back to my channel, and if you are a new subscriber as well, you are highly welcome as well. So I want you to stay back and watch this tutorial in details of how I cut and sew it from beginning to the end. Thanks for joining my channel. Let's get back to work right now. So this is the fabric we are going to be using for this tutorial. This is an Ankara fabric, an Ankara print with doll face material. I'll be using doll face to complete the material for the style that we are making today. And definitely we need our pattern paper. Here's our pattern paper, and for this tutorial we'll need our scissors, our chalk, our pen, our ruler, and our armhole cuff as well. So I don't want to waste most of our time. Let's get back to work right now. So the first thing I'm going to do is to take out my length measurements. I'm going to take out my length measurements. So for the length I'll be using 15. For my half length I'll be using 15. For my underbust I'll be using 12.5, and for the breast point I'll be using 9.5, and for the upper bust I'll be using 6.5. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to rule all those lines. I'll be ruling them out. I will rule them out. So the next thing I'm doing now is to label them. I have to label them: half length, underbust, breast point, and our upper bust. So I have to label them. After labeling them, then I'll come to my shoulder measurement. What is the person shoulder measurement? Our shoulder measurement is 15. 15 divided by 2 will give us 7.5 plus half-inch sewing allowance. Then I have our 16 right here. So this is it, 8. We have our 8 here. So anything I measure at the shoulder, that's what I always use for my armhole measurement. So I'm going to measure the same thing right here now. I'm going to measure my 8 inches, and anything I'm doing, I'm going to be starting at this point that we are going to be starting our measurements. So we're going to measure the same thing right here, and then we are going to rule it out now. We will rule it out. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to take half of this. This is 8. Then we are going to measure take out the midpoint of this, which is 4. So I'm going to take that 4. That's what then from that exact place that I take my 4 inches, I'm just trying to measure it back for you. This is 8. Half of 8 is 4. So I'll measure half inch from here, half inch. So that is where I'm going to take out my measurements for the armhole cuff. Can you see that? So this is what we have. All this one is for the front bodies, for the front half length. Now let me do my shoulder slope of 1 inches. Let me just do that for down. That's my shoulder slope of 1 inches. I will leave the neck first. Let's move to the next procedure, which is our nipple to nipple. Our nipple to nipple is, I'm going to be using 8 for the nipple to nipple. So we are going to measure out 4. 8 divided by 2 will give us 4. So we are going to measure out our 4. After measuring it, we are going to connect the line together. We are going to connect the line. This is the line that we just connect. So from this side now, from this edge, I'll measure 1 inches. From here as well, I'll measure 1 inches. From this on the bust as well, I'll take my 1 inches. I'll measure it. Then I'm going to connect the line. I'm going to connect the two lines together. Can you see that? I hope you are getting it to this extent. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to do my shaping. Can you see? Just place your armhole curve as shown. Can you see the way I place it? Place it as shown. Make sure that you check very well before you do your this thing. Can you see that? So this is what you're going to have after doing it like this. This is what you're going to have right here. Now, the next thing you are going to do, which is very, very important, is how much do you want to come down from your upper bust? Do you want to come down or you don't want to come down at all? Depending on your choice. Depending on how you want your neck to come down. You understand? So me, I'll come down with 1 inches from my upper bust. I'll come down with 1 inches. This is it that I just measure here. Can you see? That's it. Then from there, I'll measure ½ inch. I'll measure half of an inch. Yes, this is my half of an inch. Let me roll it. This is it. So now, the next thing you are going to do before you proceed, you are going to determine how much you want your bra cup to. So from this side, I measure 4. From that place that I measure now, I measure 4. That is from the armhole side like this. Then from the front part, I measure 3.5. I measure 3.5 from here. I measure 4 from that place that I just put my this thing. I measure 4 inches. From here, I measure 3.5. So I'm going to connect from this down across my 3.5. After measuring it, it must give me that 3.5. After placing my this as shown, it must give me my 3.5. Can you see? It stopped exactly at that 3.5 that I measured earlier. For this place from here to here, it must give you 3.5. This 3.5 is not for general size, depending on the size you are working with. If you are working with a bust of 32 to 36, you can use this measurement. So the next thing we are going to do now is to measure from this upper bust, upper part, you are going to measure 1 inches from here, 1 inches from here as well. That is the same thing you measure at the down part. You are going to repeat it at the upper part as well. Then you are going to do your shaping. You're going to do your shaping. Can you see? Then you are going to repeat the same thing for the second side as well. Can you see that? I'm just trying to blend the line. I'm just trying to blend it. Because is anything I do here that I'm going to cut out? Can you see that? This is what we have to this extent. So measure with the 1 inches I measure here. That is what I measure at this edge as well. That is what I measure at this edge as well. So the 3.5 we measure here, the 4 we measure here, we are going to connect our line as well to that 4. We are going to connect it to that 4. Can you see? Then I'm going to like finish this up, place it as shown. But now, to this part now, you are going to measure from the breast point. You are going to measure, you can decide to measure 1.5, you can decide to use 2 inches. You can decide to use 2 inches. You can decide to use 1.5. And you can decide to use 1 as well. So for me, I'll be using 1.5. That is it. So I'm going to connect the line up to this place. Yes, I'm going to connect it as shown. Then I'm going to close it. And then I will blend this place with the armhole. Yes, you are going to blend it with the armhole side. Can you see that? This is what you are going to have. This is what we have after measuring everything. This is what we have. Now, to the parts, we are doing 3 parts corset. Now to the back, from this edge, I'm measuring my 2 inches from the upper part, from the upper part of our cloth. That's where you are going to take your measurement, and you are going to measure 2 inches. After measuring from this edge, I'll measure 1.5. I'll measure 1.5 from here as well. Then I'm going to connect the line. Yes, I'm going to connect this line together. Can you see that? I just connect the line. Now let's take the next thing we are going to do now is to take our measurements. The person bust measurement is 36. This is 36 divided by 4 will give us 9. Then plus 2 inch sewing allowance. That is what I have here. Now to the waistline, the person waist measurement is 28. 28 divided by 4 will give us 7. How many inches is here? 2 inches. I will return the 2 inches. I must return then 2 inch sewing allowance as well. The 2 inches that you're going to cut at the down part, you must return it back. So this is what we have. Now, to our neckline now. We are doing Queen Honey neckline. I want to cut it out from this. I'll be cutting it out from this pattern. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to connect from here to this place. Just wash here carefully. So I measure 4.5. Then I'm going to connect it as shown. Can you see the way I'm connecting it? So I'm going to connect it as shown. You need to label it. So let's start cutting it and see how it goes. So you're going to label them one after the other, and that is that about that. Now, to this place now, for the cup that I want to use, I'm going to be using Wadi with my foam. I'm going to be combining these two together because I want the cup to be cupping. So I'm going to combine these two together. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to gum these two together. I'm going to gum it together. But before that, let me cut it out. So after cutting it out, we move to the sewing and start sewing it together one after the other. So this is it. After you are still going to label this so that you will not do mistake by the time you are through. And this is what we have after sewing it. And this is what I have after sewing it. So I'll be posting the sewing tutorial in my next video. Thanks for watching my channel. God bless you. Bye.